Hi guys, today we're going to go over the 5 huge mistakes that new entrepreneurs make. Now, before we get started, stick around till number 5 because number 5 is the one that kills almost every business that fails. Number 1 is research. Just because you love it doesn't mean that it's going to sell. Just because it's your hobby and you think it's the greatest thing ever, that doesn't mean that other people are willing to pay for it. So make sure and do some research up front. Go online. Look, are these businesses doing well in other areas? And one kind of thing to check and make sure of is, can Amazon sell it? Because if Amazon can sell it, you're not going to be able to compete with price. So the next thing is, can you deliver more value? Can you offer some type of service with it? And that's going to be really, really important. Number 2, spend too much money up front. The old saying, takes money to make money, might be true, but in today's digital world, you can do a lot without spending a lot of money. If you have to spend a ton of money just to test out an idea, you might want to try something out. I see people that don't even have a business open yet, and they're running quarter page, half page, and full page ads for months before they even get the doors open. That is a great way to run out of money. So don't just spend money to spend it. Just because you advertise doesn't mean it's going to get results. Number 3, and this is a big one, not adapting your business model. You might start out with one model and find out customers want this instead of that. And you might need to change just a little bit. You might need to adapt. One of the biggest areas where businesses are struggling today because they're not adapting is on the online world. The brick and mortar companies, the challenge they're having is they didn't adapt fast enough and figure out what they can do. And if your store happens to have to close, can you still reach your customers online? Do you have a plan for that? Because online, that's not going anywhere. Moving into 2021, it's going to be that much more important. So make sure that you're able to adapt. You have to be flexible because if there's one thing that's absolutely certain, it's that things are not always going to go your way. Next is giving up too early, right? And, it's so hard when you have this great idea and you put so much work into it and nothing happens. Much like most people when they start a YouTube channel, right? But that's another subject. You can't give up too early. You have to put the work in and be consistent in order to see results. Now, that's why I recommend testing, because you don't want to be stuck on a bad idea for too long either. So, boy, how do you know the difference? That's where that research comes in. But, so many new entrepreneurs think, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to start a business and build it and they will come, right? That is the worst analogy when it comes for business, is build it and they will come, right? It might have worked in Field of Dreams, but it doesn't work in business. Not at all. In fact, it's probably the opposite. Build it and your friends and family will come, but still nobody will buy, right? You have to add value. You have to do more. So make sure that you don't give up too early. It's not going to be easy. A lot of people say, well, I just want to work a couple hours a day. Don't plan on it. If you're going to start a business and you think, I can work 1 or 2 hours a day and have the freedom, don't start a business. You're better off getting a part-time job for a couple hours a day that will actually pay you, because it takes a lot of work. And most entrepreneurs, really, they just give up too early. Number 5. Right there. The number 1 reason businesses fail is they run out of cash. They run out of money, right? And so it's so important that you don't spend too much, like we talked about a little earlier. But that is the number 1 business killer, is businesses run out of money. And why do they do that? What happens? They think they need all of these things and they start spending all of this money before they start having money coming in, right? You have to figure out how you're going to make money, how you're going to sell before you start spending tons and tons of money. And I recommend that you learn how to test small, right? Spend a little bit testing things. And nowadays with Facebook ads and YouTube ads and Google ads, you can spend a little bit of money to test things to figure it out. Out in the brick and mortar world, it's a little hard to test once you've built the building and filled the shelves. So that's a little bit more of a challenge to test in that area. There's something called Bootstrap Marketing or guerrilla marketing. If you've never heard of it, Google it, do some research. You're going to see all kinds of ideas that what are called a bootstrapper is somebody, instead of spending money to find a solution, they find a solution without spending the money. And that is a great mentality going into self-employment of, I'm not going to try to fix everything with buying more, right? And that's really how you learn. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes when you're new in business. You're going to. We all do. I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years, and I can tell you, I've had more businesses that didn't work out than businesses that did. However, when you go in small, you lose small. If you go in big, you go down hard, right? So make sure and use those guerrilla marketing techniques, because boy, there's a lot of things that you can do that don't cost a lot of money, get a lot of attention, and those are where you want to start. You really want to start with those. I hope you found this video helpful. I'd love a like and even a subscribe if you feel like it. But if you have any questions, more importantly, my goal with this YouTube channel is to try to help entrepreneurs, try to help new entrepreneurs. Any questions that you have, leave it in the comment and I'll try to respond within 24 hours. Good luck if you're a brand new entrepreneur. There's nothing better, but it's going to take a lot of work.